Rocking with the Patio Politicz.
So you're already on bail duty. That's
I'm
good.
already on bail duty. You already know.
Shoot,
the energy in here is like, what?
Patio Politicz, what's going on? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever in the world you may be. We thank you for being right here with us. You already know who I am, but in case you don't, I don't know how many R's I want to be today, but I'll just go for 2 and just say it's your royal rider, King Mac Million, the place to be. But I'm not alone. As much as I be asking for this, I feel like it's going to be an exciting episode because I finally get what I want. By default, but I love it. I'm not by myself. Who's with me today?
Jasmine Denise. We about to turn up. Nah.
I love it. The atmosphere is great. The feeling is mutual up in the room, and we got ourselves a nice interview today. A great person joining the table. It's always lovely when we get people like this that know what it's like to be on the creating side of things.
He's a creator.
He's a creator.
He be all in.
Man, all in. He's a
I had the opportunity to work with him, so I know.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah.
Before we drop this thing, we're going to give you the name and the title of the episode, and it is called Creating Cinema. And we're going to do just that right when we get back to this theme. Like,
we hope you stay a while, cause it's right for life, trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life, trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life, come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic, DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night, But if you rock it with us, Patio Politicz is gonna do you right, oh. Cause it's right for life, trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like, come on and just give us a try, yeah. Cause it's right for life, trying to be part of your life, we got whatever you like, come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Yes. We hope you stay a while, because if you don't, Jazz, tell them what's going to happen to them.
We gonna lock you in a trunk and take you to the desert and then burn your body. I'm just joking.
Man.
I'm
ain't
just joking.
Ain't gonna be a bone left. Ain't
that's just
it's
gonna be acting.
It's gonna be acting.
Yeah, because
the
person we got here today, they gonna be shooting it.
Okay. Yeah. But when we say cut,
acting.
you know what I'm saying? That's just going to be what it is. But without further ado, bringing to the patio right here, right now, we got our good brother Malik Baker in the building.
Let's go.
What's good?
How you feeling? What's going on?
Man, I'm feeling good today, man. It's just, I'm just glad to be here, be able to politic, talk about some cinema, and just vibe, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Man, how does the vibe feel right now?
The vibe feel amazing, man.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in, I was like, oh, yeah, it's I feel the vibe.
Yeah, I told him, I said, when we come back here, it's a whole different vibe.
It's a whole presence in here.
Man.
Like what lives in here is always of that greater good. It's always a great feeling. Like it's unmatched. It's unmatched. It's
Definitely.
Game time. But here on the patio, we like to open up each and every interview that we do with a series of questions. And hopefully it doesn't take you back too far. You know what I'm saying? Gave you the countdown. You said you open, you ready. And I know I'm making you nervous, but it ain't really all that.
I'm
He
good
got this.
now.
Yeah. You in there? Yeah. But we like to ask you, what is your pleasure in life? What is your purpose in life? And what is your passion in life?
The 3 Ps.
3 Ps. Ooh. Dang, my pleasure. I say, you said pleasure, purpose, and passion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like my pleasure in life would definitely be just being able to just to create stuff that people can relate to, and just being having the pleasure to work with other like-minded individuals and help push them to their fullest potentials. I say my passion is pleasure, passion, purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
My passion in life, it always been, I would say, film. Like my passion always been into film, growing up, I was into acting when I was younger, but I just knew I was always going to be in film because I picked up a camera when I was like 11 years old and just was documenting a lot of stuff and just like creating anything that I was already thinking. So just having that passion at a young age and just like leading to it now, like being 27, it's like, okay, yeah, like this always been my passion in the long run. Even when high school, I took a cool little break, like for like those 4 years, I was just focused on sports. So I just knew when I got to like college, I was like, okay, I knew I wanted to major in film. So it was always gonna be there. So that was definitely like my passion. And then my purpose in life, I just feel, is to inspire, create, and motivate everyone that's around me to be able to become our best selves and just really just push through adversity, through anything in life.
Respectable. Your 3 P's, they intertwine with creativity. Creativity is inside each and every single last one of them, so it brings it all together and makes it smooth.
He was born with that. He came out like, this is what I'm doing. I'm shooting. Like, nah.
Before we get to the shooting, you said you play sports. What sports you play?
Oh man, I played basketball, ran track, and I also played some rugby.
Some rugby. Okay, some rugby.
How was that?
Now we got to get into that.
Tell us, how was that?
Man, rugby was really good, man. It was crazy because when I first started playing, because my middle school it's a charter school, so we had an elective, and for some reason I was into drama at first, and I like, okay, I already know drama, I just want to switch it up a little bit. So I was like, oh, they got a rugby elective. I was like, why not? So we was just playing flag rugby, and like we learned like the basics, like you have to pass the ball backwards, and like all you gotta do is run to the other end zone. How
do you move forward by always having to pass the ball backwards? Like at what point do you actually have to pass the ball backwards?
Like how do you get to the top?
I mean, it's similar to like soccer, similar to soccer. Like you just run up, and then once like you see a defender come up to you, you gotta make sure you're looking behind you, see if you have a teammate. Because if you have a teammate, before they even try to hit you want to pass the ball off.
So you can't like try to do no juking or nothing like that.
Oh, you could definitely do some jukes and stuff.
Okay,
oh, yeah,
because I'm like, if I'm on front line, y'all might not see the ball because I'm getting past everybody and I'm running to the end zone. But
like, nah, yeah, you would think that, but it's definitely not that like simple.
Nah,
because one thing also, like you can't with football, you could like block, you could like help block.
But with that you can't.
With that you can't, because
no screens and nothing like that.
Because then there'll be a penalty. Yeah.
Do they still have it? Do they have that in other schools?
Rugby? No. This is my first time ever hearing about it being in a school.
I didn't even have it in school, so that's why I'm like, this is.
Oh no, rugby is in some schools for sure. I'll say it's in a lot of like private schools, a lot of schools like over in like Orange County, San Diego.
Okay.
I know Westchester had a rugby team at one point. And then, but I know from my school, View Park, we was like the only like charter school, especially like predominantly black, like people just playing rugby.
So I wouldn't want to play y'all.
Man,
you can tell he was good. He played basketball too, so you know.
Yeah, no, rugby was definitely dope. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, especially when I started playing tackle rugby seriously throughout high school. I was able to travel to some tournaments and like play against people all across the world. So it's just been a dope experience, especially playing a little bit in college as well was like good too. Just to be able to experience like different cultures and just, you know, seeing everybody's perspective of the game.
That is fascinating. Like I've never even seen a full live rugby game before, but it's just like
go on YouTube and watch.
I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't do that. Like, how would suspensions work? Like, okay, so there are no pads, right?
Yeah, no pads.
No pads. Do y'all have like a thin helmet or something like that, or is it no helmet either?
No helmet, man.
And y'all could just hit each other?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you can't just like with football, you know, you could just throw your body. You can have helmets and pads on. Like with rugby, like tackling, it's a whole technique.
It's like a grab trip type thing. So in a sense, you kind of playing MMA with a ball.
Oh,
almost.
definitely.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta really like tackle. Like the key to tackling is definitely tackling low. Because if you try to tackle high, they could easily like break that.
Yeah,
It's not,
run through it and everything.
If you tackle low, like below the waist and try to grab the legs,
it's over.
It's over.
Yeah,
you ain't got no helmet, nothing, no protection. Yeah, it's a wrap.
They would call me.
I mean, to be honest, what's crazy, like to be honest, I feel like rugby is more safe than football because I feel like football is easier to get a concussion, especially with like the helmets and everything. Cause like one crazy hit and you hit your head on the ground hard, it's like
right, and you start hearing them talk like, "What's your name?" No, they gotta go.
yeah.
Did you have any nicknames? They would have called me the Slider because that's what I've been sliding at legs all the time. Like I'm a leg lock you and just take you down, bro. I ain't gonna hit you at all.
Nah, I ain't really having no nickname playing rugby. It was just Malik. So we just going out there just like dominate. I say the first year we played together, most of the people I like played with from middle school, we played all the way till senior year of high school. So we played together for some time. Well, even though I took like 2 years off, 10th and 11th grade, because I was focused on basketball. But I remember just like the early ages when we was learning the game, we was getting whooped by all these other teams because we didn't really know how to play the game fully. And then once we like got to high school and learned the basics and everything, like it just quickly the game started like growing on me a lot more. I think at first like I really liked the game, especially after my freshman year. Like it was we had a cool run, but I was just like, you know what, like I kind of grew more fascinated into basketball. So then once my senior year came, I didn't make the basketball team my senior year, so I was just like, you know what, like I'm gonna just go back to rugby because like all my homies was been trying to get me to play again, and I was like, you know what, like let's do it. And I remember just like that first game we played and I was starting, I was just like, oh man, like it's been a minute, I gotta get used to getting hit again and everything else. It was kind of a wake up call, and even though we did lose, I was just like, okay, like I know what I need to work on. And then just throughout there, that just like helped me push to get back to where I left off from like 9th grade. And it was just funny because I remember I went from becoming a defensive player to an offensive player. So now I ended up like scoring a lot more, just doing a lot of runs and breaks and just like setting people up to score as well. So
y'all like run with no formations or like
it's formations and stuff. We have like plays and everything.
You definitely got to.
Okay,
I'm out.
I'm just looking at it like it's just a big old like just run off like our turn. Our turn. Like,
oh no. It's like a whole setup. We have like it's a whole playbook and everything. Like
really?
A whole bunch of teams.
So y'all got positions and everything too then?
That sounds fun,
definitely. It's definitely positions as well. So like I could give you like a quick example of like just like the basics of the positions. So you got two sets of you got two groups of positions. So you got the forward pack and then you got the back pack. So the forward pack is really like your offensive defensive linemen. So those are like all the big guys. So they'll be like in this they'll be doing most of the dirty work. So like you know how in football before they do the play, they all set up in line. It's like down set height. So there's a thing in rugby, it's called the scrum. So that happens when it's when it's a dead ball, a penalty, and pretty much from the backpack, it's like pretty much your receivers, your quarterback, and your running back. Okay. So our quarterback is called like the scrum half. That'll be like the number 9. They'll roll the ball inside the scrum, so all the big guys is like all just like kind of
locked together,
shoulder to shoulder, and just going in. You got to use your feet to like kick the ball out of your out of the circle on your side, and then the scrum half got to pick it up, and then they bring it to the backpack, and then that's when we start making some like fancy plays.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't make it out the scrum. I'll be suspended, pulled off, fighting because that's why I didn't like playing soccer. Because when I first tried it in middle school, we were doing like the soccer games in between the homerooms and football games too, like that. But first time I got kicked, I was like, that's not for me. This is not for me. So I can imagine, like you get kicked a lot in rugby, right? Just being in that scrum position alone.
Not necessarily.
No.
I want to say that you wouldn't get kicked like a lot. I say like it be some people that be trying to like if you on the ground they be trying to kick you or something on the wall. It be
Get your ass kicked back.
Yeah, you know everybody had their like scuffles. I had like a fight one time, but that's like pretty much it. But I like rugby. I feel like that's where like all my aggression, just if I'm upset, like that's where I just relieve it there.
Yeah. What life lesson do you feel like that you keep with you today with just playing that sport?
Oh man, I would just say like a life lesson. I would just say for that sport would just definitely just be like just keep going. Keep going, because I feel like when I was playing, I was just trying to figure out for the longest, like, damn, what I'm gonna do to get to this point, like to be good and everything else. And I remember like I used to be impatient and frustrated sometimes, especially like when I got to college, because like most of the people was older than me, even though I knew I was better than most of the people that was like on the team. I had to just like go through like adversity, just keep pushing, just still like do what I do, just to still like work my way up. So definitely patience and just really patience and just being committed to the grind.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a life lesson. Like when life knocks you back, and it's like you just gotta keep going to that light. Like that's what rugby seems like. Don't drop the ball. Just keep going. And if you do drop the ball, try again. Keep going. You know. And like you said, patience. That take your time and have patience.
So like, do you still follow the game to this day, or like, cause you can play rugby professionally, right?
You can play professionally for sure, and you can play. You know, they got a lot of like adult clubs and stuff out here too. So
just
like any other sport.
Okay. It's a big deal for sure. Like rugby's a real big deal.
you see yourself returning back to the rugby world, or is it all production?
I've been having some withdrawals about playing again. Like I've been thinking about it. I've been itching. I just know for me, like I think I'm good on playing. I feel like that was a cool time. I got a chance to experience it. Been a part of USA Rugby. Went to the camps and stuff. Went to the Vegas Sevens tournament.
Okay.
And like I had my experience. I feel like I didn't really need.
We got hardware. Huh? We got hardware. You got trophies, medals.
Yeah.
Okay. So you been there, collected what you needed to get in.
So he said I did my time. You know,
like look at my trophy case.
Still gonna be there.
Nah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I could probably see myself probably like getting back into like probably coaching or something, but. As far as playing, I think I'm good on playing.
Yeah. So I'll film it, but I ain't playing no more.
Yeah, I'll make a rugby movie, but that's
hey, I'm throwing my shot out there right now. I want to be in it. I just want to be that one player that just always gets suspended and be fighting and stuff. Like you'll never play right.
Oh my
man.
But yeah, man, it was actually great to hear about this. I didn't expect it at all. The rugby, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we rolling. We riding. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back with more Malik.
Yeah.
You are now rocking with the Patio Politicz.
Yes, we are back.
Yeah, you know I got to get in my bag.
Now.
You know what I'm saying?
We back with the rugby.
Yeah, man. With the rugby.
With Malik.
Rugby. What was your best play on the top of your brain?
Ooh, man.
Like on offense or defense?
Definitely off both sides, offense and defense, man.
He said, I got highlights.
I got highlights.
Man, that's
so
dope.
I had it was crazy. It was this one game, and it was high school. It was this play where we had the ball. So in the game, you could also kick the ball like in the middle of the game and stuff to like really, you could kick the ball and chase it and grab it too.
While it's
while it's live.
So the ball has to be on the ground in order for you to kick it, or you could kick it out of somebody's hand. Like, how does that work?
So like you could kick the ball. So in like during the kickoff, you gotta do like a drop kick to like the ball gotta hit the ground first before you kick it.
Okay.
But in the middle of the game, you could kick the ball regular. Like you could kick it forward, and like anybody from your team, if they're behind you, they could like chase after the ball.
So if I'm running with the ball and I see somebody running after me, and I know I got one of my fast teammates right on my hip,
or just me, I could just kick and chase the ball. So basically, it was one play where like I got the ball, and it was like two people, and then I ended up just kicking the ball, and it was just like going more towards to the end zone, and I'm just chasing it, just like me racing against like two of the defenders, and just chasing. I end up like the ball literally bounced in the air right at the 1 yard line. I just grabbed it and just hit it, like just jumped in the end zone and scored. That was just like that was a crazy highlight play for sure, because like it's very often you see anybody do that.
Yeah, like chase it down.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. And then a defensive play was like, it was this one game where it was like the other team had the ball, and they was about to pass it to one of their teammates. I caught the ball in the middle and intercepted it and took it to the house.
Man.
Yeah, that
Rugby,
he the champ. He the champ.
Rugby.
So,
all right, so you're 11 years old, right?
Yeah.
You see that camera. What was your first thoughts?
Man, so pretty much with that story was like me and my homie, we was like, it was around the jerking era.
Okay.
He was into like jerking, and we was at his crib, and he was just like, yo, like let's make a jerking video. And I was just like, yo, like let's do it. So his older brother, he had a camera, and I was just like, oh, okay, like we gonna use this camera. It was like I think it was a point and shoot camera. And we were just like, dancing and just making a video. I think it took us like 1 hour to film the video. And then we went back inside, and then we saw his brother like put the all the footage on like Windows Movie Maker. And
I remember that.
Yeah.
So y'all set the camera on a tripod, or
his brother held the camera.
Handheld.
Yeah, handheld. So I just seeing that whole process from like shooting it to editing it, I just grew a fascination by it, and I was just like, yo, like this is hard. And I knew my mom, she had a point and shoot camera that we still use, and I just started using it a lot, like all middle school, and was just making videos, just like making dance videos. And I think I was skateboarding at that time too, so I was making some skate videos with some friends. Eventually she saw my like obsession with like filming, so she ended up buying me my first camera. It was a Sony Handycam.
That's a blessing.
Shout out to mom for that.
Yeah, but sadly though, like I say, like it was crazy because I got it on Christmas. I say by New Year's, it got stolen.
Oh.
How
Now, did you leave
was
it
mom's
somewhere?
mad? Boy, I just got you that damn.
Like,
she was hot, but literally I had bought the what is it? I had took the camera with me to the skate park, and we was working on like a skate video, like Culver City Skate Park and montage. It's with me and all my friends, so we was just recording it. And then one day I went with this dude who I used to be cool with. We was skating one day, and then like just at the skate park, it was really just us two. And I just remember like I just left my camera in my backpack, and I don't know, I just came back all of a sudden like it was gone
out of the backpack.
Oh, wow.
Out of my backpack, like it was just gone. Like somebody.
And you ain't ask your friend, like, bro.
And I asked him, he just like, no, like I don't know where it's at, like everything else. And I'm just like, okay,
Ain't nobody
whatever.
else here but us.
But yeah,
Bro, what's in? Open your bag, bro.
Hey, look.
We not leaving.
and like I mean, I don't know if he took it or not fully, but it's just like I had a feeling he did, because like I know like just being around, like when you've been around people that stealing, like you know how they act.
Yeah.
It's just like.
You still talk to him to this day?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, you owe him a camera. You owe him. You come across this episode, just send the camera randomly. You ain't even got to send it with a return address. Just
like,
pay it back forward.
Nah, that's my past life. I'm actually just grateful that that happened, and just being more aware of that, and then also just during that time, I just feel like from like skateboarding, growing up, I was hanging around a lot of like, I want to say like the wrong people, but just hanging with people that just wasn't like heading to like the same thing I was heading towards. So eventually, it's crazy because I started skateboarding at 15, and like the moment I started skateboarding, like most of my skate friends I grew up with, like years later, end up being in jail. Some of them did get out, and then just like eventually, like they end up dying, passing away.
Wow.
And I was just like, damn.
Skate life is active.
Look, I'm over here
skate
like,
life is active.
hey, I used to be on a skateboard, but not doing none of that.
With
Like,
no
but like you
posse or nothing
said,
like that?
I was skating and just doing the little pop wheelie and all that little stuff. But Malik seemed like he was doing all that, the other stuff. But
Nah.
I can't do no moves like that.
No, literally, it was just
Kick flips and
I was doing tricks and everything. So it's just like with them, like that's growing up, because I grew up in the hood. So it's like the skate park is down the street from the house.
Yeah.
So just skating with them every day compared to like I used to go to Culver City Skate Park, which was like 15 minutes from my house. And I would skate there first, and they built this skate park like down the street from my house, and I ended up just going there and skating. That's when I started like hanging with them more, because it was like it was just because by the house, it was cool. Like, okay, like I could just kick it with them, and we just have a cool skate session. That was it. Like that was the only time. Like whenever I'm around them, it's whenever we go skating. But other than that, like I didn't hang out with them outside of that.
Yeah, you kind of chose your own little path. Like you like skate friends, but I'm going this way.
So with cinema, it was basically just I got the camera, I'm shooting, and now I'm editing, and that's where the bug grew from. Like it wasn't from any other outlet like movies or seeing other people and things of that nature. Like what were some of your motivations to like really determine that this is what you wanted to do?
I mean, like I said, when I was younger, I was into acting. So I was acting when I was younger. So I was in a lot of
stage plays and things like
plays, musicals first. And then eventually I kind of grew out of like acting, because I was just like, the process of production, especially a musical, was just crazy. Like my whole like childhood, like weekends was gone.
Oh yeah.
So I was
rehearsals
just like,
and
rehearsals, and you're talking about plays. Plays is different from being on, set with the actual camera script. Plays, you mess up, it ain't no messing up.
Yeah,
it's not.
It ain't no messing up and no redo.
Run with it.
Man,
it's crazy though. Like I did a church play, and they had me playing Jesus, right? And there was this one full scene, like I forgot half of the passage, but by the time I was finished, people were still clapping. Like, you ever made any errors like that and still get like a robust applause and things like that? You just like, I guess I did it. Like, yeah.
Oh no, I was on it. I didn't mess up on no lines or nothing. In plays, like I was locked in.
Yeah, plays is fun, and I feel like plays, it challenges you too.
Oh, definitely.
Like, it's like, I know they line, so if they mess up, it's like,
yeah,
I'm good. Let's go.
So I gotta find a way to bring it back in and pull it together. Like,
it's definitely challenging.
Definitely. I made sure I remember not just my lines, but remember like each character's lines from the scene
before and after.
Before and after, so I can know like what's going on in the scene, what I'm supposed to be doing, everything else. So I'll say like my passion for film has just always been there. I think because I enjoyed movies growing up, and just really like I just never just had that chance to really focus on film just like as much as I wanted to in high school, because we didn't have no programs or anything to really like for me to pursue film. So at that time, I just was so focused into sports to where I'm thinking like, like I could just focus on sports and just leave it at that. And then once I get to college, I could start focusing on film. Like that was just my mindset. But luckily, I ran into I had a counselor in high school. His name was Mr. Mall. He was a film major at Northridge, and he like when he told me about that, it was just dope to be able to just give more insight into like filmmaking from him, and he taught me some little the basics. But I was already kind of just still making videos from time to time, so I didn't have a camera for a minute. I was just using like my iPad or my phone. So I would just like record like my basketball games, or just like some quick highlight, some like my track meet or something, just make some edits from there. Then eventually I tried to start doing like a sports broadcast my senior year for like the football team, and like it was cool, but I couldn't keep up with it. But then once I got to college, I already knew I wanted to major in film, but I just felt like when I first got there, I was just like a know-it-all, and just thought I didn't have to do too much, because like, they're gonna teach us the basics in the beginning. I ain't got to worry about too much. But no, it kind of like, you know how like you get the consequences of your actions.
Yeah.
So my actions, like I definitely got the consequences. Literally, like my grades was low my first year, and just seeing the work that all like my peers was putting out, and I was like, oh yeah, like this is a wake up call. Like,
let me get to it.
Let me get to it.
Nah, for real.
So like just end of that freshman year, that kind of motivated me to like start filming my first short film called The Kickback. And I did that whole short film by myself. I had one of my friends help me out. His name Devontae, and I just remember like that whole process of the film, like shooting it, directing it.
Did you write it too?
I wrote the script too. Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote the script in like a week, and then I got the film done in like a month.
What pushed you to want to write the script?
Oh man,
So basically, like it's just me right now. So
well, I mean, I think just really just like just the end of that freshman year, I just remember I was reflecting on like everything college is dealing with, a lot of stuff. I remember I was getting through like a whole like long distance relationship, and just figuring out like, okay, what am I doing? Cause I feel like I just was wasting time. Like, like first year of college, it's like when you feel like you ain't doing much, you just like, okay, what am I doing? So like that whole time I was just like, okay, you know what? Like I need to really practice on like making films and shit. So I gotta make a short film. Yeah. So like that kind of just pushed that spark of just like say, you know what? Like let me make this short film, and then from there, leading to my sophomore year, that's when I really starting to enjoy film a little more and actually like taking it more seriously. But I'll say once I got to the second half of my sophomore year, that's when I was working on my second short film. And I remember it was this one scene, it was an important scene where we needed one of our lead actors or lead actresses to be there, because it was like a scene in the cafeteria. We had everything. We had lighting, we had background, I had sound. Like it was
all set up.
Oh, you was doing it all.
It was all set. Yeah,
whole production over there.
Yeah, because I had some people that was down to help me out bring this film together. And what made it worse too, because like I went to a PWI, predominantly white institute. So the film that I was making was, it was about black people. So I had to ask like a couple of my friends. Yeah. They're not actors. So I remember like that day, like my lead actor, she did no call, no show, and she's like, she was just up late, finished some work, and I was just like, dang, like we was like looking forward to like shooting this scene that kind of bummed me and kind of like hindered me from just like making stuff for a minute. I kind of just sat in the back seat and literally was just like, you know what, like it is what it is. And just going through that, I remember like I just was like in a hole where I just wasn't really into like making films at that time. So then that kind of just led to me really just sitting in the back seat.
So you had to cancel the day then?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And that as a filmmaker, that's the worst thing. No call, no show. And it definitely humbles you, and it sometimes do demotivate you sometimes, where you be like, what am I gonna do? Because I need this person. They've been in everything else, so why not? So But
No,
man,
that no call no show. It hurts a lot. Like
it do, and they don't
hurt.
understand that.
Yeah, people.
You ain't getting booked again.
That would not be considered for no more projects.
Nah, that's my good friend. I love her though. So she, like, you know, I was bummed, but you know, I kind of grew out of it. Eventually, I grew out of it. So like throughout that time, I remember going to my sophomore year of summer vacation, getting to my third year. I started getting into making YouTube, like making YouTube content. Cause my homie, he ended up was just telling me, yeah, bro, you should like just like start making YouTube videos and everything else. And he was just like, yeah. At that time, I didn't know what YouTube was, what it was. And he told me like a couple channels. I looked, I was like, whoa, like. People really like, at first it was just like, oh, people like really getting paid off of YouTube for real, everything else, but it's just like, these are simple basic content. And I'm just like, hey, you know what, let me just start vlogging my like daily things. So I just started vlogging and just making videos. At first I was doing it with my iPhone because I still didn't have a camera at that time.
Man,
so
them iPhones, they be shooting good.
Apple products be looking out.
They definitely do. So literally that whole time I was just shooting with my iPhone leading to my third year. But luckily what was so good about like film school and college, like I was able to check out all the equipment and stuff to like work on projects, even just like create stuff outside of that. So from YouTube, I was just still creating like I was still creating content while I was in my third year of college, and I was just like, I was locked in. It was just school, homework, YouTube. Just like just really just bringing the experience to life. And then literally after that winter break, I'll say that spring semester, I got my next camera, which was a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. He's like, it's time now. It's time.
That's what's
yeah. So yeah, shout out to Nate. He used to work with my mom. They used to work at the same job, and he referred her that camera.
Okay, shout out Nate and Mom.
Did good work. You did good work,
man.
Jasmine, go ahead and take us to a commercial break real quick so we could get back into this because I'm invested.
Yeah, I'm over here like, look, I'm like,
I love moments like this because it's like
y'all.
you just teaching and I'm just sitting back learning like, and
you see the life lessons in it, and like just the trials and tribulation and error, because with film, y'all, it ain't no joke. Well, on that note, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back on the Patio Politics.
A culmination of powerful properties that create balance and produce good energy. Cultivating a culture of mindfulness is a daily battle. We target your inner me. Physiological effects, change you can truly feel. Aesthetically pleasing on the surface, but handmade to help you heal.
You are now rocking with the Patio Politics.
Yes.
Always got to get in one rock with that. Just one rock with that. But man, well, we've been so deep into this conversation, and like I said on break, you know what I'm saying, I got a lot of questions because I'm learning. I'm just in the atmosphere, like,
man.
And I asked you, did you ever have any ideas or wanted to put together a production team? Like, I know you got a production now, but like, what was the journey to getting there? Did you feel like it was too much for you to have to do as one person? Like, let me go join the team, let me start one. Like, what was the process for you?
Man, the process, I just feel like during that time I just was so independent to where like wasn't too pressed on having a production crew like that. I was just like, you know what, like, I'm gonna just create some stuff because I know how to shoot, I know how to edit, I know how to do all that stuff. So let me just create stuff to where it's like, just from like previous experiences where, you know, people bail on you. It's just like, I had that trust issue to where it's like, I don't know if I want to like be working with anybody right now. So like that just kind of just me leaving the backseat. But you know, like with the film program, like I had to work with classmates and stuff. Yeah. And for me, like during that time, I remember I was just I would just literally just like sit in the back seat and just have everybody do most of the work. I'll just handle all the pre-production stuff. Excuse me. And then just when it got to production, I'll help out a little bit shooting unless somebody was like, oh, I want to shoot this. And then literally, and it's crazy because I feel like every time I sat in the back seat for those projects, I saved the project at the end. Because literally, it was this one class, a commercial class I had, and I remember the teacher, like, she was just getting on our head for a minute, and it was just because like the idea that our team had was like, it was like we supposed to make like a Coca-Cola spec commercial, and just the idea that they was trying to do, like, it was there, but they just didn't know what they was talking about, and they kept trying to argue with the teacher because like she's trying to tell them like, y'all need to fix this and that, and they was just getting pissed off. And I had to like come in, and I was just like, yo, like, you know what, like, look, this is what she's saying. Y'all, she's not trying to get on y'all head. Like, she just wants y'all to be more clear on what to do and everything else. And then it's like, okay, so then it's like, all right, bro, let me come in and help y'all out for the project. So I ended up coming in, and I ended up DPing the project, and then my boy, what's his name? Oh, Andy. My boy Andy, he ended up editing the video, and then I was just like, I did the color grading too. So I was just trying, like, they was just like, yeah, bro, like, thank you for like saving this project for real, because they was like scared of getting a bad grade. I was just like, bro, like, we was not gonna get a bad grade regardless.
Right.
I'm not getting a bad grade.
So y'all not getting a bad grade.
Yeah. So like I said, like I just was just too like independent at that time, so I wasn't too focused on it. But it was this class I took. It was a post-production class, and that class really helped me start building that. That's what really built my confidence into like filmmaking, because the editing class, like, that's when I started learning more about editing and just really getting deep into it. And I remember like we had to edit this little boxing trailer, and I was just excited, locked in. I remember editing that whole piece. I was like, I know how I wanted to put it together. So I already had the shots. I already like knew how to like put the sequences together. And I remember presenting to the class. Literally, everybody was just shook. They were just like, I have no teacher had no critique. Nobody had critique.
He put his heart and soul in that. He put everything in there.
They was like, yo, this is too good. And then like from there, that kind of just grew that spark into getting back into filmmaking and everything else. But like I said, like, I still just went through some stuff. Just like, I always been trying to just take the back seat, or I just felt like a know-it-all. But like I said, I just be learning from it. But yeah, man, that was just that's a whole process. It's a whole process, man.
Yeah,
literally a whole process.
You know what I love? The fact that he recognized and he holds himself accountable that I used to be a know-it-all, knowing that I didn't know shit, but I ended up learning some shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? The fact that you hold yourself accountable, and you knew, like, let me sit back because I don't know it all.
Yeah,
that's why I'm here in this class.
Yeah.
To even just say that, I just want to commend you on that. Just, man, and just your push, and just you keep going, because I know we know how it is. That's just creative.
It can get you if you let it.
And sometimes I don't want to lead. I don't want to do this.
Yeah,
no, I don't. Like, I don't want to.
It's like, I know I can,
trust,
but so what?
But the fact that you still, you going, and your work is dope. His shit is dope, y'all. Just letting y'all know.
Speaking of work, we hear, you know what I'm saying, commercials, music videos, films. Like, run your resume down real quick.
Oh man,
get your pen out, y'all. I might want to hire.
Yeah, I did like a lot of music videos for over the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Like, oh man, it's been some time. I feel like it's a lot of it's so much.
Got so much.
It's so much. But I'll just say
highlights. It's highlight time.
I'm gonna give you some highlights though, for sure. I worked on some music videos for like Soulja Boy, French Montana, New Edition, was it Johnny Gill, Rap Trezvant. Did some commercial shoots for a couple brands. Also worked on worked on a feature film recently with director Christina Cooper, which was pretty dope to work on. And then also just like, and I did another music video with like Jacob Lattimore. I'm tripping.
It's so many, y'all, so.
Yeah, no, it's so many. And then also just been since like content creation been the big thing, I've been working with a couple artists, push their content as well as musicians and producers. And yeah, it's just the list goes on.
What brings you more joy to shoot? The most joy?
Like your favorite that just moves you the most?
I'll say like what moves me the most now, I remember at first it was like shooting my homie music video. It was because I had a lot of creative freedom for his concepts and stuff, so he trusted me into like bringing like the visions to life. So just working with him has just always been a good time, because I feel like we was working with no limitations. We had like no limitations to anything, but that kind of just led me to start working on my own series. So that just working on my series since then, it's just been like it's been real good, because now I've been like having all the like tools and resources to create anything. Just having the support behind it has just been a great thing that just really just been keeping me going all this year, really.
And as a creator, when you have like those ideas, are you quick to jump on it? Are you like, let me write my ideas down so these visions come to life? Or like what's your process with that? Like, how do you do that?
How do you sort it?
My process is definitely 50-50. So it really depends on it. So like sometimes I like to write stuff down most of the times, but if it's something that's like super simple, I'll hit somebody up like, yo, like let's do this, like let's shoot this, like I got this idea, and they'll be like, okay, cool, like what do you need me to do? I'm like, here, this is what you need to do, this is what we gonna do. And then it's like, all right, cool. But most of the time I'll just like, if I have an idea, I write it down, and I just from there come up with what I need to get it done. Or I just hit up who I want to collaborate with to like bring it to life. So creativity, my creative process, it just really depends.
So in this moment, are we a one-man production?
I think now we're not really necessarily a one-man production. Like most of the projects that you're going to see that you see now and going forward I have some hands helping out. So
That's what's up.
Definitely have some hands helping out now, especially just me too. This year, like one of the biggest things I was really just been preaching on was just bringing on a couple people like to help out on projects, or bringing on some friends to like help out to also just to be able to like get them paid too. That was like another thing. That was like one of my biggest things this year, and I feel like we did that a lot this year. Like just seeing from like how my production company first started to like seeing it now is just really like a blessing, because literally I could have quit last year. I mean, I'm going into 3 years, and literally a whole roller coaster. The freelance world is not easy.
Man,
say that
come on now.
Message. Jeez.
You gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah, you definitely gotta put yourself out there, and the only person you gotta blame for yourself if you're not pushing anything is you. So say
that again. Hold on. Say that again for the people who didn't hear you, Malik.
It starts with you.
It starts with you at the end of the day. So the only person you could blame for you not being where you at or you not getting something done is you.
Message. That boy right there. That boy right there. Oh, come on now.
Man.
Yes. So
that is true.
So then, being behind the camera, like obviously, you film things, you take pictures of things, like.
Oh yeah, photography. Come on now, like let's get into like. Man, he's like. Man, he does it all. Yeah,
I promise you, we could be talking for days.
Man, that's what we here for.
Like that photography though. His photography, and just even what I love too, just like your little clips. Even him going to the liquor store, like I watched some of his clips going to the liquor store, and like how he be shooting. I be like, And it be so simple, but it's clean.
Like, does it?
Like, I be like, this is just little stuff that he was talking about. His friend was telling him about for YouTube and stuff. Like the little contents, and I love it. Like,
what's your success rate on this is how I see it in my mind and this is how I capture it and it matches up?
Man, it's like 50-50 really.
Okay.
I say with the short form content, so like myself, like the short cinematic pieces, literally it just starts off with, and it's crazy because I could really like get to like explain this. So I'll say like top of this year, I started connecting with my boy. He a producer. His name is Cam Griff. He produced tracks for Summer Walker, Kiana Lede, Tink, and like many more. So, and Gunna too. So yeah, working with him, like, cause he's a guitar player as well. So I've been helping him create his like guitar content. So he invited me out with him and his couple of his music friends to like, we did a little retreat in Joshua Tree. And I was just like, okay, like, you know what, like, even though I'm documenting now, I'm like, you know what, let me create some content for myself, because what inspired me just to create like short form like content, like short form content pieces was my boy, his name Dave Perkins, and he's a influencer on Instagram, TikTok, and just seeing his content, he does everything himself, shoots it, edit it, everything. And I just was like, yo, like, this is like dope. Even though his whole niche is like fashion and lifestyle and house and everything, like, I was just like, bro, this is just still so good. I was like, you know what, let me create some stuff for myself, even though like it's like some daily lifestyle stuff for me, but it's like cinematic. So like the house we was at, it has so much for me to play with, and literally I was just like, you know what, let me do it. And especially one of the biggest things I was focusing on this year was just shooting stuff with tripod. I feel like handheld, I mastered it. Shooting with a gimbal, mastered it. Shooting with a tripod, like setting the framing right and everything else, that was something I definitely wanted to practice. And what was really crazy was with that house, like, I'm seeing everything like already. I'm like, damn, this is what I could see me shooting. This is what I could see me shooting. Literally, I remember I woke up one morning because it was crazy. Like that whole trip was just amazing. Just seeing them like create music, like the whole process of them creating the whole beat was just insane.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I brought my whole desktop out there too.
Oh yeah, he was serious.
I brought everything out there. So they brought their whole thing too. Like literally,
like, let's set up shop.
The whole setup was crazy. I could send y'all pictures and show y'all because it was just crazy. And just literally, I remember that this one morning I woke up, I was like, you know what, let me get a time lapse of the sun coming out. Man. And I was like, I like how the sun was just like bouncing in the house and stuff. We had no blinds or nothing. And like the living room where all like the music is, like all the instruments was just like laying on the like couch and stuff.
That's an opening scene right there.
Yeah,
the scene was perfect. Like I was like, okay, I got an idea. So I just did the time lapse first for like 30 minutes and then got some quick shots of like just some B-roll shots of like the instruments, the house, and then just me walking into into like my desktop and then start editing. And it was just like quick little edit.
It's like, this is how that takes extreme structure. Because so much time goes into making like a 30-second clip, a minute clip, however long it's gonna be. It's just that's dedication.
Nah, for
that is
real.
dedication, especially to not quit, because we've all been there. To where it's just like, man.
And you could tell he's serious too, because I could see him actually visualizing it all over.
As he's going through the
excited, because I'm like, look, he got me like, oh, like I'm picturing me there already. Like,
so I get everything just like spur in the moment. Like those content pieces was spur in the moment. I felt like it was just cool practice just to create something and just have something to put out instantly, instead of just waiting to like put together a whole like short film or like a short script. Because I still was like still adjusting to getting back into in that narrative space. Because I was just so focused on music videos, commercials, and events and like everything else. But the whole short form content just been really, it drive me to really get to where I'm at now. So like, yeah, everything just working towards working towards where I'm at now has just been like a whole journey, and I'm just grateful for like that moment in general. That whole trip was definitely something I needed, because I just felt like I wasn't around as many other creatives as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
So that
The right ones.
The right ones.
Yeah.
Definitely the right ones for sure. But you know, like the work speaks for itself, and you know, other people, like-minded individuals, other established creators that's way established than me, they like my work, and it's just, you know, crazy to see like a lot of people show love to it, and just really just from me putting myself out there, just seeing like the results.
It's humbling and awe-inspiring.
Definitely.
Makes you want to push
right
for
now.
more. It's just like, oh man, like, because you never really like can like accurately gauge yourself, even though you attempt to and you try to. But when you start hearing things from your peers, things of that nature, and they start showing you, and it's just like,
The feel is different.
I'm just getting in my bag. Y'all don't know what else I got in store.
No, definitely so. Definitely so. But I'll say one of the biggest things I really am grateful for is just like being able to understand when to take breaks, because that shit, it could be really it could be overwhelming, especially when you're like really popping and stuff, like, and your phone blowing up like every day. It could be
like you ain't looking for nobody, people looking for you now.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
Like I'm the one you gotta trust now. Like, okay, all right, I'll see how this goes.
Yeah, definitely so. Or just like people that just like be so interested to like wanting to work with you, especially you know, writers or actors and many other like clients, models. It's like, yo, like I would love to work with you on something. Like, let's like get something together. And it's like, all right, well, we'll see what's up. Like I think one of the biggest things I'm really key on, I remember for a minute I kind of step away from it for a minute, was definitely collaboration. Like I think this year I definitely finally got into that headspace to get back into collaborating. I feel like with collaboration, it gotta be meaningful, and it gotta be, everybody has to be on the same page. Like,
Has to be purpose.
Collaborate, and it has to be something that y'all working towards, because we could collaborate all day, but if we're not doing something that's gonna lead to something, then it's just kind of like a waste of time.
Absolutely. Nah, that's take this on break. We gonna talk more about this stuff.
I wish we had more time. I wish we had more time, but we're gonna take that little bit of time that we do have left, and we're gonna get in a little bit more deeper after these commercials. Stay tuned. It's the Patio Politicz.
Yer.
Now rocking with the Patio Politicz.
Come on now.
Yeah, I feel like this is my good round for a ringer. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it felt good too.
Shoot. He got us on in here.
Man.
He got us on.
Got me in a very creative spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because we creating cinema. You know, creating cinema with Malik
learning
Baker.
lessons, and man.
Okay, so. Man, we like touching on highlights and everything. So, if everything that you've worked on to this point, what's that one project that stands at the top for right now?
Oh man, damn! Damn!
He wasn't expecting that.
That's really a good question, because I feel like every project that I do is always like, damn, I feel like this was probably my favorite project that I worked on for sure. But it changes so much.
It's like he's like, I got a community.
I got
we neighbors around here.
I'll say this though. I'll say one project for sure that's going. I'll say definitely. You know what? Let's. I can put it this way. So this one project I could say that really like opened a lot of doors for me, and just really like brought a lot more attention to my page and just to my work. It was a collaboration shoot I did with my good friend Deej. Her name's Young Deej. She's a photographer and a creative director. So we started working together over like 2022, and I met her through her brother, who's her brother 6'7". He's a music artist from Lamert Park. And I remember we was just like, oh yeah, we should like definitely collab on something. And she was just trying to figure out what it could be. At first, I just was getting some like BTS of like her shoots and stuff, and I'll do like a little short visual piece. And then I remember she had this one concept that was called Lights Out, and she had a photo studio at the time, and she had like a whole little set where it's like she made like a room. And like the concept, it was definitely like it fit the vibe of what she was going for, and she had the motto, she had everything planned out. So I was just like, okay, cool. She wanted me to do the visual, so I was like, okay, perfect. So as soon as I got there and we did the shoot, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be dope, because it was something different, because it was like it was a visual piece, but I was still telling a story.
Yeah.
So just to be able to like do something creatively and collaborate with other people, it opened up my eyes to a lot more. And it was crazy because we shot that in summer 2022, and we dropped that the top of this year. And then I remember once we dropped the video, that shit went crazy on Instagram. Like so many people liked that video, and I gained like over like 200 followers.
Wow.
And, yeah, it was crazy because like that whole visual led me to, more like models, more creative directors, photographers, videographers start following me. And then I just was already still posting like my own content still. Yeah. And that kind of just led to me just like keeping it going. I was like, all right, cool. Like that project forever will sit with me, because I feel like that was like a good turning point into like really showcasing like what I can do.
So we here now.
Yeah.
It was a nice introduction.
Man.
Nice
to
introduction
the masses.
for sure. And then I'll say but the project that really I'll say that I liked, and it was definitely like my personal favorite, it was this music video I shot for this artist, and he wanted to make it like a short film, and it was a whole running gun shoot, but I had my homie with me that day. But we shot at this studio, and it was like in a plane. So that was my first time shooting like a plane scene with green screen.
Oh wow.
So we was doing that, and we shot all of this in like one day, and then we had to do a reshoot for one of the scenes. So then we went from there to like Santa Monica Pier, so we had to get like the whole little date scene.
Yeah.
And I had to find a way to still make it look good without like making it like known like, oh, this is a running gun video. So it took a minute for the Santa Monica Pier. Then we went to Palos Verdes, and then we went to this house for like the whole argument scene, the bedroom scene. It was so much stuff, and I remember that whole day I was just like so exhausted from shooting it. But when I saw the footage, I was like, yo, this is dope. And then putting the edit together, it was like really good. But me and the artist, we kind of was like, we had some creative differences, and it took us a minute to get the like full video done, because it was like very, very detailed,
complex,
very detailed. And I'm just like, all right, you know what, dang, like it's gonna take a minute. And I remember I had to sit on it for a second, and then I think once I sat on it for like about like a day or two, I was just like, okay, you know what, I know what I want to do with it, how to like fix everything.
Right.
And from there, that was just everybody I sent it to, they loved that video. They was just like, yo, this video was just so good. Like it was just so many positive like feedback behind that video, and just seeing that just seeing everybody liking that video was like made me happy at the end of the day. So
is editing the best portion in creation?
Or the shooting?
For me, it'll be shooting.
Yeah. Okay.
Editing for me now, it's been more challenging because I feel like I really take my time to like edit, and sometimes like my turnaround time is very unpredictable because people be like, oh, what's your turnaround time? I could be
depends on the project.
Depends on the project, definitely. If it's like a simple music video, I could knock it down in like a week. But if it's like a lot of details, it's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
Really like editing is very critical. Sometimes take a minute, but I think I just been enjoying editing a lot less than before. I say like there's some projects where editing I'm like, yeah, like
just the candy.
You locked in.
Yeah.
I'll knock a rough cut out like in like 2 hours or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that me in it.
Like I definitely would knock one out in like 2 hours or something like that, and they'll be like, "Dang, you got a rough cut done that fast?" Like, yeah,
I like. It's something going on here that caught my attention.
It was that pat, like for real. That spirit was moving in you.
Yeah, but if it's like, if I'm not feeling it, it's like it's gonna take me a minute. Especially if I don't have like no full idea like on how I want the edit to go. So it takes some time.
So go ahead.
I was gonna ask you, how do you balance everything with creativity, shooting, editing, then connecting and reaching out to people? Like how is that? How do you balance everything so that way you won't be overwhelmed?
Oh man, I'm still practicing that to this day. You know, that's all part of the game. I mean, for me, I think it's just like when you get to a certain point, when things starting to get overwhelming, everything else, it gives you that like that chance to really understand like, okay, like you're doing something good, but you got to make some adjustments to everything. So literally I just been trying to prioritize my schedule more as far as like knowing what I want to shoot, what I want to edit, and especially like now because I got to come up with, because now I'm getting hit up for like creative direction, so people want to create treatments and everything else, and I'm just like, okay, well I need to like have some time to create that and like figure it out. And you know, some people be rushing, but I had to tell them like, look, like
I was just about to ask, like I know some be rushing, like
this does not happen in the speed of what you think it should or would or could.
Like with creativity, you can't rush it.
You can't rush that at all. If you rush it, it's going to be a whole. It's not gonna come out how you want it to come out.
It's not gonna be creative at all.
And then you're gonna be upset. And it's like, well, you rushed me. Like that's not my fault, you know. But yeah, I've just been really practicing that now. I think I say like the beginning of the week, I usually spend more of my time like editing and like creative direction, coming up with ideas as far as like what I want to do for the shoot. And then more towards like end of the week is normally like my shoot days, or more like my shoot days.
You prefer giving direction or receiving direction?
I'll say in the midst of both. I'm very flexible, so it really just depends like on it. Like I know some people be wanting to direct their stuff, and you know, I kind of finally know how to deal with like, you know, certain people, certain like
so that they're not like overwhelming to a degree.
Yeah, well, I don't even feel overwhelmed no more. You know, it's just I feel like with some people I could see like when people get overwhelmed. I remember in the beginning I was overwhelmed. It was like I think one person that was overwhelming, but other than that, like it's not overwhelming. I think for me, I just come relax and calm everything else, and just like, you know what, if it's gonna be a shit show today, I'm prepared. I'm prepared.
Hey, for real, see, hey, that's the mindset you gotta have.
Like you didn't have to go through situations to know what they are and where they coming from.
And you know, if something goes wrong, you know, you're doing something good.
Yeah. Definitely.
Like, look at it too, you know what I'm saying?
So so it definitely just I'm good with both sides. Like I could give direction, or someone else want to give direction. That's cool, you know. It just depends on what you need me for. If you just need me to shoot and edit it, okay, I'll shoot and edit it. But if you need me to come bring some direction, then all right, then let me know. So I think for me now, it's just been now kind of leaning towards like directing more, because I know more camera operators, more DPs, people that, you know, been wanting to collaborate with me for a minute. But it's just also really understanding now too, like, can't do everything.
Yeah.
You can't do everything, and the best way I look at it now is like, if I could do 2 things out of all the positions, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So if I have to direct and shoot, that's cool. If I have to just shoot and edit or direct and edit, that's fine with me. You know.
You ever thought about I'm just being funny, but directing and booming at the same time, like that combination?
He
like,
said he was doing everything in the beginning before he started.
Yeah, absolutely not. You know, absolutely not. Shout out to all my sound operators, especially people holding the boom, because that takes a lot of.
Oh, it do.
Yeah,
It takes like a lot of arm power.
Yeah, I've come to learn to use different body parts. Like, okay, let me just put it around my shoulder right here. I'm tall.
Let me do it.
Let me get it in here so that it's all right.
Yeah.
It ain't going nowhere. I got it stationary.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, but I mean but I feel like to become a good director, definitely you have to really learn all the positions and really have like some type of experience with position. It don't have to be over the top experience, but you have like experience, like knowing like the sound, knowing like if you're able to communicate with your crew, with the DP, the sound operator, the grip, electric, you're making their jobs 10 times easier, because now they know
they have a direction.
They have a direction.
Yeah.
They'll know
Absolutely.
what you're looking for and everything else. So you know you're able to talk to them and actually know like the terminology and like what needs to be done.
Absolutely. What would you say to someone that's out there who's like, okay, I got a camera.
Yeah, frontline shooter.
You know, they starting from the bottom like you did.
They're 11
where you
years
like,
old.
I'm doing everything by myself, and just where you are now and how you got there. What advice would you give them?
Man, I just don't give up. Just be patient with everything. Everything's a whole process. Anything you want to do, it takes a whole process. Nothing is overnight. Nothing is overnight at all. Like, it took me time to like build like the quality of my work. So you really gotta like take the time and have patience to really put in the work. And I think that's what like not only rugby, like that's what skateboarding taught me too. Because when I first, it took me 3 years to learn how to do like a hill flip, kick flip,
ollie,
all the tricks. I mean, the ollie took me like 1 week, but actually like mastering skateboarding took some years. So with film, I had to understand that it takes some years to get to where I'm at now, and to get to where I want to be.
The falls are necessary.
Oh yeah.
You may not like them, but they necessary. You got to feel that hurt.
You definitely got to feel the hurt. You definitely got to feel like all the motions, because if you're not like going through those motions and like getting through it, then you won't be able to learn. I mean, you got all. It is crazy nowadays. Like YouTube has everything. YouTube has
everything.
Yes.
YouTube has everything.
Now we got AI coming in strong, and it's just like, oh man.
Yeah, so you got everything to like learn to be a filmmaker and really learn. But I mean, also you can learn all the technical aspects and learn everything else. But if it's one thing I could say, like talent is one thing that can be learned.
Ooh,
Say that.
ooh.
Say that again. Say that again. Come on, Malik. Say that again.
That hit me double.
Look, I was over here staring like.
Like you could learn everything, and you can learn all the skill sets and everything that you want to do. But one thing that you can't teach is talent.
Can't teach that. Can't teach that. Being the talent is one of my monikers.
Man.
Like, I am the talent. Like,
That's powerful.
talent is special.
That's powerful.
Special. Tell the folk out there in the Patio Politicz land where they can find you, man.
How they can book you, how they can connect with you. You know, you got your projects you working on and everything. So somewhere they can find you. And
so yeah, you can definitely find me on Instagram and TikTok at Real Malik Baker. YouTube is Malik Baker. Twitter is Malik Baker Film. Feel free to book through www.malikbakerproduction.com. Feel free to book a shoot, or you want to have a free consultation call, feel free to leave a message. And we got my short form series in the works called Moments, short anthology series. So if you are a writer or actor that's looking to get some reps in, build your portfolio, feel free to reach out to me. We're creating something dope and special, and I just look forward to everybody reaching out.
Man, I don't know about y'all, but I'm interested, so I'm following. Booyah! There you go, Instagram right there. You're gonna see a king in your notifications. That is I. That is he. Oh man,
it was man.
I'm still processing
because like, we're gonna need a part 2 too, because just everything just.
You gave so much, but then you gave more than I even could have expected. Like the whole rugby talk, just it literally pulled the rug from underneath me and said, "This is what we're doing today." And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lay here and do it.
I was touched. I learned even more about you. Like I just felt like I'm just like, oh shoot, now I know Malik. Like,
man.
Like it was a blessing to have you, and I'm thankful that you came to be a part of the Patio Politics.
Anytime, I've been tapped in with y'all for a minute. I seen y'all been on there. I was like, oh yeah, I definitely gotta hop on this one.
So people can get to know you and connect with you. Here at the patio.
Man, you here? You didn't have to. I gotta find a way to say that because I'll be thinking about other different ways, but it never comes out right. Like gotta figure out a phrase to say how you pop somebody's cherry without saying you pop somebody's cherry.
Oh, for him being on the patio.
But you done popped your patio cherry.
I guess so, huh?
Now you in the mix. You already know what it is. The door is forever open to you. It's been a blessing. We thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's been been he. Shout outs to all the sponsors. You already know what to do. Tap in with every sponsor, every single episode of the Patio Politics. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like. Make sure y'all hit that notification bell so you know what's going on. Follow everybody. Everything should be right down here, or should I point right down here? Somewhere on the screen at the bottom.
It'll be there.
You're going to see all the links in the description. You're going to see all the links. It's been your boy, King Mac Millie.
Yes.
Jazz, the extremely gifted one, and Malik.
The real Malik Baker, y'all. Make sure y'all follow him. Not playing.
Man, hey, y'all already know how I go down here on the patio. We're going to see y'all on the next episode.
Yes.
Peace out.
We don't do trends, we trendsetters.